All right, welcome back, everybody. I am DJ Clark 21. We are here at the No Glitches Allowed charity run, speed run here with for all donations going to Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. We're continuing our Sonic block here with Sonic Generations, and I am not going to waste anyone's time anymore. We're going to jump right into the run here. I'm going to pass things over to Akio here in just a few seconds. So let's have a good time. Let's get those donations in, and then here we go.
Hello, everyone. No, you are not seeing double. There are two blazes on the screen, and I will explain that in a bit. But first, I want to get this run started quickly here. I'll be starting with Green Hill in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Blaze Percent is basically, there is a mod that lets you replace Modern Sonic with Blaze. Blaze not only is a cosmetic change, but she actually has her own physics as well. Which is really neat because she jumps a lot higher, or not a lot higher, but a little bit higher. She carries momentum a lot more than Sonic does. And yeah, that's basically all there is to it, to Blaze Percent. This is basically just your run-of-the-mill Sonic Generation speedrun, only I am only doing the modern stages, which is Act 2 of every stage. Basically all the stages that modern Sonic would be doing. And doing the modern rival bosses and regular bosses as well. So it's just going through Green Hill here. Like, the thing to note is Sonic Generations is a game that is a lot of what I'll be using throughout this game is the boost mechanic, which has been a main staple since Sonic Colors, or actually since Sonic Generations, excuse me. And I will also be using those rainbow dash pads to be doing tricks, since it is actually quite faster to do so. And also, they just happen to be in the way a lot of the times throughout these levels. And I will be taking a shortcut in just a bit here in Green Hill. Normally, you would just cross this bridge here to get to the loop on the other side, but I like to take this little shortcut that you take by just stomping on the bridge and destroying it. Which basically, like, that pretty much makes it inconvenient for anybody who wants to take that bridge later, but you know, it's more convenient for us, so that works for me. And so that is Green Hill done. The next stage we'll be doing is Chemical Plant, which is there are 3 stages in three different areas in this game, and they all take place during a specific era of Sonic games. This is the classic era, which the levels are from Sonic 1 through 3 and Knuckles, respectively. So this is the Sonic 2 stage representation, Chemical Plant. And pretty well known among a lot of Sonic 2 players as probably one of the worst stages to, like, not drown in. And it's the one that makes you, like, dread water stages in general.
Got time for a quick donation?
Yes, go ahead.
Great. We have a $25 donation from KL Mode, and they comment, "Trans rights," all in caps.
Well said. Couldn't agree more. Yes, trans percent. Trans% is the other run I like to do, and that basically is the same thing, only I play with Transfem Sonic, which I really love that mod because not only is it is Sonic cosmetically different because she's trans, but she has her own voice lines that they actually recorded for the mod. And there is a option. Oh, I messed that one up. There is a option you could pick to have for every S rank that you get to have that message be, or have her voice line be always trans rights. So it's one of the coolest things about that mod. And I like to make this joke every single time I have to do a slow platforming section in any Sonic game. What is this platforming in my Sonic run? Let me see if I can get this hook. Ah, oh, just missed it. If you're quick enough, you can get that hook up there, and you can have a little bit of a shortcut. But it's not really that much of a time save. But it's nice to get regardless for the swag points. And I swear every single time I get into that section, like, the camera just likes to be in a weird mode. But anyway, Chemical Plant is done. We're going to be moving on to the last level of the classic era, and that is Sky Sanctuary, everyone's favorite level from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's personally one of my favorite stages in this overall game. I can't say, like, it's my favorite game from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as I never fully played that game, but, like, from watching others play the game, it does seem like a really lovely stage. And, I should have noted, like, in Chemical Plant, that, like, I try to take the topmost path in every single stage here, since it's faster. And in Chemical Plant, I was going to try and avoid being in the water as much as possible, as, like, being above water is faster for that stage, but I messed up a section, so I ended up having to go into the water anyway, but it's not a big deal, since it's honestly, like, it's easy to get back up above water. And this is one of the instances you'll see drifting. Drifting was also introduced in Unleashed. And basically you just press the trigger, one of the trigger buttons to, like, make yourself skid in place while rounding a corner. I did not want to fall down here. I was trying to, and my controller decided to disconnect itself there. I have a really terrible cord that I have my controller plugged in with, so it'll every so often disconnect itself, so only waste a few seconds. It's not a big deal. I can take this path right here. I was trying to, like, not have to use that spring, but it wanted me to go there anyway, because the homing attack in this game has a lock on, so, like, whatever object happens to be nearby, it'll lock on to, and that'll be what I end up hitting when I use the homing attack. Oh, whoops. I went a little too far there. Gotta be careful about that. Gotta slow down a little bit. There. This is where I needed to go. And right here I need to make sure I beat this robot to the button. And I somehow completely missed the rail there. Thanks, game. Sometimes the game's physics can get a little weird, and, like, you end up, like, going towards somewhere that you're not supposed to be going towards, and so, like, it seemed like I just stepped off of the path where it would normally put me on that railing, but no biggie. So that is the end of the classic era. We're going to be moving straight on to the mid era, the Dreamcast era, as you would call it, or the Adventure era. I will not be fighting Death Egg Robot because that is a classic Sonic only boss, and I will not be fighting any bosses until Perfect Chaos in this era. And now we're on to one of the stages from Sonic Adventure, my personal favorite game. And this is the game that... not the game. This is the stage that initially introduces drifting. When you start a new file on Generations, it'll often like have these small tutorials for different mechanics you'll be using throughout the levels. And this happens to be the one for drifting. And I made sure to press the right button there for that ring dash. And if you have any more comments you would like to chime in with, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is the No Glitches Allowed 2026 charity run for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. In 2011, a local woman named Georgia Obanas lost her home, and her only focus became how to prevent her family dogs from going back to animal control. Starting out with just an empty shell of a building, Go Rescue soon became not just a place for her current rescues, but a shelter that has grown to rescue over 2,000 dogs to date with no signs of slowing down. So go ahead, and this is a worthy cause, so feel free to donate, !donate, for details in the chat, and let's raise some money for this great cause, and let's continue watching this great run by Akio.
Yes, please donate for the doggos. They all deserve good homes. And here is the big drifting section. I have to be a little careful here because, yeah, that can happen. These cars like to ruin your day. Please don't mind the alarm going off in the background. That is one of my vitamin alarms. It'll probably go off a few times and then it'll be quiet afterwards. But that is the end of Speed Highway. There we go. And now we're on to everybody's favorite stage from Sonic Adventure 2, with everyone's favorite song from Sonic Adventure 2, City Escape. This is honestly one of my favorite remixes of it. Well, not really much of a remix, but rather like a re-recording. Because I believe they got Tony Harnell and Ted Poley. That's the other name I'm trying to think of. But yeah, they got back together to do a re-recording of this song, and I really love this version. Especially like the little melody change they had near the end of the song. Yes, everyone in chat sing along. This is the perfect time to sing along with your favorite song. Welcome to Akio's Sing Along. And fitting for this stage, we have these gun robots throughout this stage. This is my favorite part right here. Zoom. I can just zoom right over that small section there. And then right after this is where... Right after this small 2D section here is where I will be chased by a familiar gun truck that has haunted our childhood in the original game. But this time the gun truck is made a lot scarier because they decided to come back with a vengeance, and that is with some scary saw blades. I wanted to say chainsaws at first, but I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because these are saw blades. So this is our friend the gun truck. And at first it seems normal, and it's like, uh-oh. It's brought out these saw blades, which there is actually a particular homing mechanic with this, where if you stand in a certain spot, that'll be where the next saw blade will come down. So I try to like move around often so I can avoid getting hit by the saw blades. I still will, because like I will forget that I've already stood in a spot for a long enough time, and I will quick step over to, yeah, like I almost got hit there because I thought it was safe to quick step. And the gun truck has a little last resort thing here, and that is the rocket wisp. I don't know how a gun can use the rocket wisp, but here we are. And that is the end of City Escape. Oh, to note, a nice little Easter egg that City Escape has, and you kind of go to quickly to see any of them. There are some like little shops and such that are named after characters, and with Speed Highway actually has some streets that are named after random Sonic characters. Like you have E102 Street and Blaze Street, but there's also a coffee place in City Escape called Blaze Coffee, which I never knew Blaze owned her own coffee shop, but here we are. I didn't realize I was gonna get squished there, but once again, I have to joke platforming in my Sonic game. Yeah, Colors was kind of like the first. Actually, no, Unleashed, as I said earlier, was the first game to have the boost mechanic, and it kind of had some platforming in it, but like this was the first game to kind of balance the two. Colors has quite a lot of 2D sections compared to 3D sections, and I really like how Generations kind of equalize the two, so that like you do an equal amount of platforming and running or boosting. And to note, neat little thing is the song that plays for Seaside Hill is a remix of both Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace's music, which I always thought that was a neat little, a neat set of music tracks to mesh together, since they both take place in the same area in Sonic Heroes, and I chose the wrong time to attack that enemy. Those green little flying enemies, they have little electric shields they put up, and you gotta wait until those electric shields are down before you can actually... I was trying to go in the middle to avoid getting the turtle path here. The turtle path is not the greatest path to get in one of these runs, because you ideally want to get the race car one. At least that one is faster. But well, it happens. Sometimes you try to aim for the faster path, and game punishes you and wants to take you down the slow path instead. And those enemies there, those are the egg pawns. They first appear in this stage, and they kind of appear throughout Colors. In Colors, they appear in all stages, but I think this is the only stage you see the egg pawns, now that I think about it. And what's neat about Colors is that the egg pawns will look different depending on which area they're in.
Got time for a quick interruption?
Sure, go ahead.
Just want to announce the next bid war is a hat bid war for Kirby Air Riders. What's a speedrun without a fashionable hat to get us through? You can choose the hat that Wolfmaster R uses for Kirby Air Raiders to make our racing even more adorable. Your options are cowboy hat, heart springs, onigiri, ribbon, or top hat. And the bid war closes at the beginning of the Kirby Air Air Riders run a little bit later today. So get those donations in for that particular bid war, and exclamation point donate for all of your donations for this wonderful charity. And let's make some big time donations here. Anything helps, and
Oops.
we appreciate.
I realized I'm wrong. Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
We just appreciate everything you guys do, and we appreciate your donations and for hanging out with us in the chat. So thank you so much, chat, and thank you so much, runners, and everyone that's making this happen.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Two quick things to note. One, for the end section there of Seaside Hill, your boost gauge actually drains a lot faster when you're boosting through water. So I had an unfortunate time of all my boost getting drained out, like in the water section right before the rock tunnel. Two, you might notice that this fight is a little different in that I am not fighting Shadow, I am fighting Sonic. That is a other neat part of this Blaze mod, is that Sonic. Shadow is replaced with Sonic, and the music is replaced with Villanova from Sonic Rush, which there's a Sonic Rush run earlier today, so fitting that there's a Sonic Rush track in this game. And it actually inspired a friend of mine to make a music mod where all of the tracks and generations are replaced with tracks from Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure. And this boss is pretty straightforward. There are a bunch of orbs throughout the stage that you need to grab. You only need to grab 2, and you're brought to this phase where you just slow him down with a bunch of rocks and then give him a big tickle attack and he's down. And before I had a little bit of a brain fart and forgot that I was supposed to be doing this fight before Perfect Chaos, hence why I was like, oh wait, I need to do something else first, and then I can go here. And so now we're on to everyone's favorite final boss from Sonic Adventure, and that is Perfect Chaos, with a really good remix of Open Your Heart. Oop. And this boss is interesting because you're not fighting it as Super Sonic like you usually would. And also to note, this model of Perfect Chaos is what was what he intended to look like in Sonic Adventure, but due to Dreamcast limitations, they had to make his model much simpler. But thankfully for this game, they could make his model as it should have been, so I love that later games can make certain things that were meant to be in a much older game finally realized. There's not really much to say about this boss as I just go through. There you go. I almost fell into the water there. This last part it's basically just a platforming section, and you hear this music, which is meant for like phase 2 of Perfect Chaos. But like phase 2 is literally just make it to the end of this big platforming section, and you're good to go, because it's the last hit. I completely whiffed that platform, so thankfully, when you die there, it just takes you to the point where you hit him, and then it changes to this last part. So you're not too far behind. You're not set too far behind if you die in this section. You gotta be really careful with these platforms, because some of them will like be moving as you're trying to get onto them, so I usually try to take the quickest. Oh. Turns out I was taking those rings a little too soon because the other platforms weren't in place for me to do the rest yet. But with that, Perfect Chaos is taken down and we are done with the adventure area. We're moving on to the last area of this run, and that is the modern era. And we will be starting with everyone's favorite level from Sonic 06, Crisis City. And this is probably one of my favorite levels in terms of layout and music. And also it's extremely fitting to do a fiery stage with a fiery princess, so... That, if you have any other comments, this would be a great time.
Sure, yeah. No glitches allowed. If you'd like to help us in the future for our future events, we always accept volunteer applications before our events. They typically run alongside submissions and are announced on the Discord and Twitter. Keep an eye on those if you're interested in running production, tweeting the tweets, or maybe even doing what I'm doing, hosting live on the mic. Even if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, we would be happy to help you get your foot in the door. So feel free to lend a hand if you feel like doing so. There's lots of things that you can get involved with. So, and we're happy to have all of our volunteers this time around. So thank you all so much. And again, thank you to the runners and everybody in the chat.
Yes, I can totally vouch for these people when it comes to volunteering, because I have volunteered for these marathons before, and everyone is very accommodating, very helpful, so definitely consider it for future marathons. It's a lot of fun. And so we're going through some 2D sections where there's a bunch of lava, and so you need to literally play the floor as lava for a lot of these sections. There's also these lava geysers that you just need to stomp down in order to progress. And I kind of wish this, like, the makers of the Blaze mod could have made it so that she was immune to any damage from fire or lava or whatnot. But the thing is that she was never immune to lava, even in the Rush games. So like, I can see why she would still take damage from it. And it would only be useful for this stage in particular. Let me see if I can get through. Ah, finally can get through there without hitting the spikes. It's really tricky to get through that particular part with the spikes at the top and bottom, because you have to make sure you get like right down the middle, like, and not be too far up or too far down. And here is that tornado is carrying a car section. And I usually don't get knocked down here in these in this section, so this is kind of new for me. Usually I'm way up there. Okay. I was trying to jump into the ring and game decided, oh, there's some enemies over there. Would you like to to hit those as well, and I'm like, I would like to not fall down, please. And now we're moving on to Rooftop Run from Sonic Unleashed. And the theming here is that there is a party going on, hence all the balloons and the confetti and streamers. And the balloons are actually very helpful for us, because there's going to be a lot of sections where you use the balloons to get up higher, like that. And so balloons actually do have a use other than being, you know, like something colorful to have during a birthday party or other kind of celebrations. I'm gonna wait here because these are about to come down. Would rather not get squished by those. And have to be careful here because these those swinging blades are really tricky to get through. Then I gotta avoid the barrels there. The spiky barrels. Ouch. I thought I had the timing good there, but it turns out I was just a little too slow. Oh yeah, I should also note that the wall jumping that I just did there, in Sonic Colors, you could actually wall jump anywhere, but Generations made it to where only sections that have those particular red and black platforms are where you can do wall jumps. This part is always really cool when you like go down the tower on the rail. I apologize to those who are afraid of heights, but that part is always like really neat for me. Ah! That part you have to be really careful not to fall. Thankfully, this level isn't really too difficult in terms of, like, having a lot of sections where you can easily fall down, because there are some sections later on in this stage, or maybe I already passed that point in the stage, where even if you do fall, there is a lower section that you can take. Ah. And my homing attack decided to not register there. There we go. See if I can get through here without getting squished. Yes.
Got a second for me to interrupt?
Go ahead.
Alright, just a quick reminder, we have a milestone for today. Bonus game. You can get Super Mario hit list if we reach this this milestone before the end of the intermission of the new Super Luigi U run. Our first bonus game, if met, we're going to see our runner Troy beat Super Mario World as a hitless attempt, making the run even harder. Want more? No glitches allowed, and want to see an incredibly skilled run? Donate now to make it happen. We need to hit $700 to get that done, and just hit exclamation donate in the chat. I'll give you all the details on where you can go to donate. We still have a little bit here to go on our run with Sonic Generations, and let's keep things rolling here. Let's get those donations in, and let's have some more fun.
For sure. Now we're on to Planet Wisp, which this stage can either go relatively fast or pretty slow, depending on how I get through the minecart section of this stage, because this particular level has some parts where, unless you traverse them smartly, will end up slowing down your run by quite a lot if you end up doing them wrong. And this definitely is this definitely is the more difficult stage for me in terms of this entire run. I mean, it's fitting because this is like the last stage in this game before the final two bosses. There's a lot of platforming in this stage, like a lot more than some of the previous stages we've done so far. But on the plus side, this stage has one of the best Wisp power-ups, and that's the rocket. And let me actually... Okay, not counting that time, let me actually avoid getting hit by a lot of these rockets, or these missiles. Okay, I managed to get through those at least. Sometimes if you mistime your rocket input there, you'll get knocked back down and you'll have to go through all that again, which is not a great time. Oh. Well, this path we go then, because I messed up that platforming section. Unfortunately, the disappearing platforms in this stage, once they're gone, unless you leave that area and come back. I kind of have to wait for it to pass. There. Yeah, unfortunately in this stage you have to do a lot of waiting to avoid getting hit by the missiles and that saw blade right there. Another sidestepping section. Oh yeah, the egg pawns are here. So the egg pawns do show up in the levels after the color stage. And the ones that are in this stage have like hard hats on and pickaxes, which is really cute. Alright, this minecart section, I have to jump on top of these minecart things and push them forward. And I have to be careful not to miss any of them or mistime any jumps, otherwise I will end up in the pit of shame, and I do not want to end up in the pit of shame at all in this run if I can help it. So far, so good. Another rocket. Oop. Oh. That caterpillar robot, like, went down before I could have a chance to attack it. Ooh. Okay, at least I made it to the end of that section. So that's another minecart section cleared. Alright, now we're reaching the final area where it's just literally rocket all the way up to the end. And I have to make sure I do these rockets quickly, because the above platform is slowly coming down, and if I do the rocket input too slow, I will get squished, so... And that was a really well done Planet Wisp. I'm really happy with that. And now, we just have one more rival fight and a boss. And we're gonna be fighting my favorite boy, Silver. Silver, who honestly gets a bad rep because of his first appearance being Sonic 06, but he is still a good boy. And Silver's fight, the way it works is that when he has a bunch of objects around him like that, you just homing attack the items until you get to them. There is a quick hit you can get in with him when he only has like one object in front of him, but you have to be really fast in order to get it. And I've gotten it before, but it's extremely tricky. Otherwise, he'll do this where he has a bunch of cars just slowly go towards you. And that is how you end up damaging him most of the time. I am making sure that I'm collecting a bunch of rings and also hitting a bunch of objects, because that is how you build up your boost gauge. There we go. It's usually pretty easy to avoid getting squished there. You just have to avoid the shadows of the objects that he's slamming down. Alright, I'm gonna save a bit. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask if we could jump in for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, everybody. If you're looking to donate, make sure to type !donate in the chat to get the link to our page where you can make a direct donation. We've got some amazing incentives and bid wars, including the Kirby Air Riders bid war, and then we've got milestones we're trying to hit, like the Super Mario World, the hitless bonus game. So you can choose from any of those, but make sure to get those donations in now to help out to get those met. We also have a QR code displayed during our breaks that can be scanned using your phone for easy access to the donation link. So !donate in the chat to find out all that information, get that link, and help out donate to a great cause, which is the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center.
Yes. Every donation counts, with no matter how big or small, so we are on to our final boss of this category, and that is Egg Dragoon. And this is the hardest boss in this game. And I'm saying in this game because I am not counting the time meter in this category, because that is only if you were going to be doing any percent of Sonic Generations. But this is the actual final boss of Modern Percent. And get ready to hear Time for a Change of Pace a lot, because Eggman sure loves repeating phrases over and over. Like, we learned that with Shadow the Hedgehog, and he does it again with this game. And when he does this, I just gotta be sure to avoid the ice pellets. And I have to not take too long there either, otherwise he will crush me if I take too long, so... Ideally, you want to do this particular section right here as few times as possible. Get a bunch of free hits on him during the running section. Alright, let me see if I can... sidestepped when I shouldn't have there. For some reason, the dash pads or the dash ramps will randomly disappear as like a graphic glitch, so sometimes I don't see where they are until it's too late. too far away to get another hit there. You can hit the bottom section without having to go on top of the rails to hit him. You just have to get really close to him, and unfortunately, I was a little too far away for that range. You can hit him here too, and again, unfortunately, I was a little too slow there. This boss is quite different from the original Egg Dragoon, which debuted in Sonic Unleashed. That version, you just fight with the Werehog, with the sequence of quick time button presses. That actually is convenient that he did the separation attack there. But the separation attack, you have a much easier time, like, being able to hit the bottom section. And now we're in the phase of he's going to be teleporting between the other area that you fight him in and this area, which you just are free falling towards him. I was trying to see if I can land one more hit before. And I think he should be one or two more hits away from defeat. Okay, time.
All right.
And that is Blaze % all modern stages bosses. I hope you all enjoyed. I always love running this category. It's honestly, and I'm probably being a little biased here, but it's honestly like one of my most favorite categories to run in marathons.
That was great. Thank you so much, Akio.
Yeah, thank you, thank you for letting me show up this run. I am looking, and I will actually be back on the 30th running Nights into Dreams, so I look forward to that as well.
Excellent. All right, get those GGs in the chat, everybody. Thank you again, Akio, for that great run. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be playing Overgrowth with Casual Speedrun. So exclamation donate in the chat, get those donations in, and we will be right back with more No Glitches Allowed. All right, welcome back everybody to No Glitches Allowed 2026. Um, we are about to run a game I've never seen before, so this is gonna be exciting for me. Um, but before that, real quick, just want to remind everybody that we have a bid war going on, and that game is just after this run. So it's a hat bid war for Kirby Air Riders. Excuse me. So what's a speed run without a fashionable hat to get us through? You can choose that hat that Wolf Master Arf uses for Kirby Air Riders to make our racing even more adorable. Your options are cowboy hat, heart springs, onigiri, ribbon, and top hat. That's going to close at the beginning of Kirby Air Riders. So get those donations in for that bid war. Exclamation donate in the chat for the link, and that will help out. So